Today we're at the massive new skate park that just opened up at Umina in Sydney's Central Coast, and this place looks so damn fun. The skate park is part of the upgrade to this entire precinct area here, which cost a total of $10 million. I'm not sure exactly how much the skate park cost within that $10 million, but I'll have links below to the media releases I found that have a little more of the breakdown of the cost and everything that went into this entire upgrade. This place is actually huge, so I'm going to try and do my best to cover the whole place today. But the skate park itself runs in these two lanes leading up to the bowl section up the back. There's a concrete pump track off to the side and an asphalt pump track further up from that. I'm going to split the park up into 4 different sections, starting with what I'm calling the beginner section. So the basketball court is at the back of the skate park, and then this is what I'm calling the beginner section here, because there's little manual pads, flat bars, curbs, ledges, the small quarter pipes around here too. There's a spine over there of 2 ledges that lead into the next section, but there's a flat gap and a Euro gap over there too, which I'll show you. But I like how the top section here, it's all on one level, and then it progresses down to the lower level, and then the bowl section's at the back. So this is the Euro gap here, which also has a ride-on ledge, which is cool, and then that leads you into the flat gap. But this is what I'm considering the beginner section. So on the other side of the beginner section is the intermediate one here with a bigger quarter pipe, which gets you speed for the cross and down little hovers, or you can come this way out of the bank and hit the out ledges and rails. This is the other side of the spine I was talking about, but this is what I would say is the intermediate section. So once you learn your tricks on the flat section, you can start doing it out of the banks or down the little stuff here. And now to the side of it, I would say this is the more advanced section. We have this curved rail on the bank here, which actually looks pretty gnarly and hard to skate, but I definitely need to try and get a trick on that. In this middle section here, you've got a fun box kind of thing. You can use the side as hips. You can gap over the banks here. There's an A-frame as well, which you have to gap to. This thing looks fun. So coming from this way, popping onto the bank, it's a sick curve ledge here. And then the biggest thing that's here, the biggest street obstacle. So this is what I'll say is the big section here. It's a 5-stair, but each step is about 3 stairs long. So it's way longer than your standard 5-stair. This rail is pretty high and mellow, so that makes it a little scary to me. But the hovers are pretty high and mellow as well. That makes it feel easier. But with the rail, I'd rather go straight down a big rail like this rather than out. But we'll see if I can get a trick on it. And on the other side, it's got a quarter pipe kind of right on that you can hit. So a little bit creative as well. And then there's a hip here, and that leads to the roll in for the Euro gap and the rest of that section. At the top of the main skate park, we have this cool little bowl here. Do you want to give us a lap? Don't be scared. Oh no, my board's gonna roll in there. Yeah, this bowl looks fun, looks cool, something chill. Watch out for the board. Then on the other side is a real bowl. This one is actually massive. That's the deep end over there, which I'm not going to touch any of this, just so you know. You want to do a lap in this one? I got to show the people. I'm not going to skate it. There's this sick fly out thing too. So you can come out, land on that or grind that and go back in. But yeah, big bowl corner over there. All kinds of humps and stuff. There's a spine. There's another big corner around there where Mikey's about to drop in. You can see how it flows by Mikey hitting it. You know I'm not getting in there. Look at him go. One day I'll learn how to skate transition. Oh, man. Good job. So this is the first pump track, the concrete one that's just down from the little bowl section. This section's sick. It's got that volcano kind of section here. Pump around there, a couple humps over there. And then the big pump track you can probably see is over the back, the BMX style asphalt one. We'll check that out now. I don't really know how to show this whole thing, but it's massive. So there's all different hips and jumps and lines you can take. You can pick your path so well. Like there's so many different ways that you can whip around and skate this thing. There's cool little corners and jumps and stuff too. So plenty of stuff here to pump around and jump. So as you can see, this place is massive and it has a wide range of obstacles for every skill level and every style of skateboarding. I'm going to try and hit everything that's here so you can see the scale of everything and how the park flows. And then I'll show you what the previous skate park used to look like, which will make you appreciate this new one so much more. So this is what the previous park used to look like, which is obviously super outdated, but apparently a lot of the locals still love this park and we're sad to see it being knocked down. But I'm sure those same locals are going to be super happy to have this massive upgraded version of their local skate park, and having this as your local park would be so sick. So this area has come a long way. It is $10 million well spent in my opinion, and Concrete Skateparks built it so well. They have obstacles suited to every single type of skill level, starting from the smallest things all the way up to the big things. So it really accommodates for all different styles and skill levels. The obstacles are spaced out really well as well, so it accommodates for this park being busy at the same time, which is usually a problem at most skate parks. Everything's crammed in kind of tight, but this one's spread out really well. So as I've been skating, I've come up with 5 tricks that I really want to do at this park. There's some really fun obstacles that I want to hit and make the most of it, since it was a 2-hour drive to get out here today. So I'm going to try and finish up my session getting these 5 tricks done, and then I'll go over all the positives and the negatives of the park, but I'm really enjoying it so far.
Your leg was shaking.
This park is so fun. I can't wait to come back here already, and we haven't even left yet. The positives are that it has literally everything. It's got stuff that starts from like baby stuff, little gutters, little rails. You can step up to the mini little down rails and hubbers. On the outside of the hubbers, the ramps are further back, so it makes the hubbers even smaller. So if you want to practice, you can do the outside hubbers, which are even smaller. Then when you eventually progress, you can start hitting the actual handrails and big hubbers. Even with the bowl progression, there's smaller quarter pipes in the beginner section, and then they get bigger and bigger around to the intermediate side. There's a nice little bowl there that you can progress into skating the bigger bowl, and then there's a smaller pump track and a bigger pump track. So there's perfect progressions from something tiny to learn all the way up to like the harder stuff. The park and obstacles are spread out really well, but the only negative in the design I saw is where the A-frame section lands and the hubber and downrail section lands. That kind of clashes. So if 2 people are coming at the same time and they're not looking, that can be a dangerous area. Plus, even though the levels are spread out really far, the kids are still like doing big U-turns and cutting around from one section to the other instead of treating it like a proper lane. So that was a little dangerous today too. So there's plenty of parking here. There's heaps of water bubblers. There's heaps of shady spots here. There's bins everywhere. Just across the road from the parking is a beach. So on a perfect day like this, if we weren't heading home so quick, I would probably go over for a quick swim, but all the facilities are good here and the shops aren't too far away either. So this park is sick. I had a super fun session today. I definitely recommend coming up here. It's about an hour and a half up the coast from Sydney, so not too far out of the way, but it's definitely worth checking out.